Brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh, by Elite Vodka, drink Elite Vodka responsibly, and by FindMassMoney.gov. Joining us now on the Harbor One hotline is Jahlani Tavai. Jahlani, thanks for the time. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty good. And I'm just curious first, before we get into all the game stuff and everything coming up on Sunday, with the game on the road, Christmas Eve, how are you and how's the Tavai family handling the whole holiday this time around?
We're doing our thing. Half of my family is actually out of the country, so they're back in Samoa right now for our grandma's 86th birthday, and then we have a family reunion. So they're out there holding it down, and then that gives me more time to find more presents.
Yeah, yes, it does.
So, Jahlani, I wanted to ask you: have you ever played in Denver before? Have you experienced that mile-high feeling of going up there and having to acclimate to the environment and how difficult some players have said it's been?
Yeah, I've played there about 3 times, twice in college, and then played there my rookie year. Yeah, it's funny because my rookie year I played on, I think, around Christmas time too, and that first series is going to be the drive that we really got to adapt quickly. But hopefully we come prepared, so that way we're on the field quick, or like for 3 and out, and then we acclimate quickly.
What have you seen out of Russell Wilson this year? Because I certainly thought last year when he showed up to Denver that was going to be the difference maker and they were going to be great, but he and the whole team really struggled. This year, he looks a whole lot better. So what have you seen watching Russell Wilson play this season?
I think they found their groove. I think they're finally having that connection between himself and the receivers. But again, he's a very dynamic quarterback. You know, he can throw the ball deep and he can move around the pocket really well. So we're gonna have to make sure that we contain him and just do our job in the back end.
Yeah, in addition to Russell Wilson moving more this year, they obviously have a fleet of difficult receivers that you guys will have to contend with, and Jerry Jeudy, and especially Cortland Sutton that's having a great year. But also their running backs, you got a whole host of them, each that presents a different kind of skill set and problem for opposing defenses. McLaughlin's good. Samjay Perine, I think, is very underrated. And Javonte Williams. How have you guys been preparing for that Denver backfield?
Well, biggest thing for us is making sure that we just do our own jobs. You know, we want to make sure that our communication is on point this week, and that's the way that things usually, like, that's how we usually handle running backs like that. Because if we're talking about the run game, it takes one person on the run defense to mess up to allow big runs. So we just all got to be on the same page on the defense, and our communication's got to be on point.
How are you guys staying motivated during this final stretch of the season? You know, your first year here, you make the playoffs. Last year, 8-9, but mathematically you were in it longer. So with 3 games to go, already being mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, how do you guys keep going out there and playing your best?
At least for myself, I have a big why. I play for my why, and my why is my family, my loved ones, and then of course I've been playing a lot for Hawaii lately. So, I always want to represent them all well, and then on top of that, all the guys who come into the building, I'm playing for them. So I know a lot of the guys have their own whys, and we're basically just making sure that we're playing for each other. We don't want to go out there and put bad film up and make ourselves look silly. So we have a lot to play for, even though there's no playoffs involved.
I think I'm going to co-opt that, Rich. I've never heard
Play
someone say "play for my why" before. Yeah, my why is my 2 young guys that I have at home. I like that, Jahlani. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So now you signed a 2-year extension last year, I believe November or December.
Mm-hmm.
So you likely are a part of the future in Foxborough. Now, there are a lot of guys you're playing with right now that I think a lot of fans and maybe yourself would like to see as part of the team next year. A lot of uncertainty surrounding the team. Have you been saying to any of the guys, like, come on, I mean, I know you want to test free agency, but come on back. Like, have you been talking to some of the guys like, come on back. Let's go. Let's run it back. Let's go.
Of course, but, a lot of guys have to take care of their, like, going back to our why, they have families. They got to provide for their families, and sometimes it's a better situation to go elsewhere to provide. And I mean, it just sucks because you know that every year the teams always look different, and it's just a part of this business.
Jerod Mayo's talked about wanting to be a head coach in the league at some point. He doesn't know when it's going to be, but he'd want to be. You obviously work closely with him. What kind of what kind of coaching style does he have, I guess, was the first question. And then second, what kind of head coach do you think one day Jerod Mayo would be?
His coaching style man, I don't know. He's a really great players coach. You know, he can relate to a lot of things that all of us are going through. You know, he played in the game, and then he knows how to adapt within every situation. And so I guess as a head coach, I think he'll be really good at adapting to every situation. Because I'm pretty sure he's been through it all now. You know, so I would say that's the type of coach he would be, a really good players coach that can adapt.
All right. Well, this is a sports radio station, but we've asked you probably the prerequisite fill of football guy questions. Now, Jahlani Tavai, also a human being, Rich. He's coming home. He's going to get home late on Christmas morning.
That's right.
Early on Christmas morning, probably sneak in a quick snooze, and then it's time to perhaps celebrate. What's on the Jahlani Tavai wish list this year for Christmas gifts?
Man, so I live in LA, so in the off season, LA and Hawaii, and the one gift that I wanted to get from like myself and my siblings back in LA was one of those fast golf carts that can make sure that it's street legal. So I wanted to get that for us.
Nice.
And
street legal golf
Hawaii,
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw one of them goes about like 55 miles per hour, so I was like, "Ooh, that looks fun." And then when I'm in Hawaii, I don't know if y'all ever been, but it's beautiful out there.
I've heard.
But I kind of want to get myself a motorcycle or something like that, and so I can drive around the island with it.
All of a sudden, you're
control.
gonna get a call. I think you're like, we gotta change Jahlani's contract. No motorcycles or golf carts.
Yeah, for real. Those are the things that I've been thinking about.
Did you get Bill Belichick anything for Christmas?
I'm hoping to get this win.
There you go.
That would be a good good gift for him.
No, that's perfect. What have you seen from some of the young guys as they sort of adapt through the year? Like we talked about, you have experience in the league. You've been on teams that have had, regular season success. Some of the guys that are new to the league, and as they're going through, and everybody talks about how, even though the college seasons are pretty long, especially if you make it to a bowl game, but it's even longer now, and the grind is even longer. So what have you seen from some of those the rookies? Marte Mapu coming up with a pick last week, but just sort of the grind that they're going through right now.
Yeah. A lot of them weren't I wouldn't say ready for this long of a season, and that's not because of like anything. It's just most guys that we have came from smaller schools, so their seasons were 12 weeks.
Right.
But it's been great to see them latch on to vets. Marte has been he's been in and out of the LB safety room, picking the coach's brains about certain things on the defense. So seeing that from the younger guys has been really, really really great. So that was the biggest thing from what I've seen the younger guys do as we get to week 15, week 16, that's how they prepared themselves week in and week out. And, it's guys like Marte, Jeremiah, or Farms, they're constantly asking questions and trying to find new ways to expand their routine and learning styles.
All right, very good. Jahlani Tavai, appreciate the time today. Have a Merry Christmas and good luck Sunday night in Denver. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you guys, too.